Hey bros, welcome back to Brovesting, where you will.
Be ready for opportunity.
That's the bro way, the bro code even.
So how does one start? How does one take the first step into being ready for opportunity?
Wow, that is a big idea. And I think if we had to start somewhere, and we like to start simple and we like to keep it simple, is paying yourself first.
Paying yourself first. What do you mean? Like pay yourself some money, like you pay your bills, right? You get your paycheck, you pay your bills, and then you go grocery shopping, and then what's left over at the end of the month, that's what you've paid yourself by just like cutting your cost?
No. That's probably what you're doing right now. And you've noticed that at the end of doing all that, there's not much left. And there's a reason for that. And that's what we covered, lifestyle creep. It's so hard to not use money when it's right there. You look in the bank, you got $500 in there. You're like, well, it's a lot more than $0. Let's do something with that. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to take the gross of your paycheck. And we're going to say you make $3,000 because we love you and we want you to be successful. So it's easy for math. 10% of that, boom, $300. We're going to take it and put it into the bank.
The bank? But bankers are evil.
I'm not going to dispute that. But what I will tell you is that that's where we're going to hold our money until we get a tax-deferred account, and then we'll put it there. And we're not going to put it into the checking. This is an important distinction. We don't just save money by leaving it in our checking because it's still in the same place it was before. And we're going to do the same things with it. We have to move it over into our savings and eventually that tax-deferred account.
All right, so I'm taking this money and I'm putting it into my savings. What happens, let's say my car breaks down and I need some money. Can I dip a little bit, get my toes a little wet into my savings account? What am I supposed to do? Can I dip into that savings account?
You can. You shouldn't. All right? As soon as you start that process, it's going to get rid of the fictional wall that exists between you and that money, and you're just going to Hulk it out. You break down that wall, it's gone. You're no longer going to have that resistance of this money separate from this money. Now, it's as if it was just in your checking to begin with. And that's bad because we had to put the money there for a reason in the first place because we didn't trust ourselves. And now it just turns into our secondary checking account. So what I prefer to do is we have to hold this money somewhere until we actually have a tax-deferred account. So for now, I would create a third account. You can create as many as you want, and they're not going to give you a hard time.
Like 9,000 accounts?
Yeah, I mean, that might be too many. Maybe over 9,000.
Over 9,000.
So I have 4 accounts personally. I have my son's account, I have my account, I have my savings account, I have my investment account. So that's 4 accounts. You might not need that many, but at least the 3 accounts. You can have your checking, the place where your savings go that you could dip into if you really have to, emergency funds. And label these. You can, use the old computer and name the accounts whatever you want them to be. It can be checking, retirement, whatever you want to call your investment account. And then the other account would be for emergencies. And that's how we're going to break it up. And we're not going to dip into that because we can't be trusted so bad that what do they do with our tax money? Like, what happens on your paycheck? You read your little lines.
What do they do? They don't trust us to pay it in.
Right. So they
because
take it out.
I don't want to pay taxes. Why would I pay taxes if I don't have to pay taxes?
So they take it out of your check every month. Do you think if they didn't take that percentage out every month that you would have the $2,000 sitting around at the end of the year?
No, absolutely, because I'm a good Samaritan and I pay my taxes.
I'm
kidding.
American.
I would find a way to spend that money, and if they were to cut me a bill, but at the end of the year, I would say, well, I don't have the money, so you'll have to find it somewhere else. I got some dishes. You got some dishes I can clean or something?
And boom, lean on your house. Like, there goes your car. You own your car? Oh, that sucks. Not anymore.
Used to own it.
So if the government doesn't trust us to pay them taxes, which is like a primary thing, everyone knows you can't escape death and taxes.
Death and taxes.
All right. So if you can't do that, then you can't deal with not paying yourself first because you won't.
Furthermore, on that not trusting yourself, we like to automate.
Yes.
Automate our tax deferred account, our savings. In my case, it's a savings account. As soon as they cut me that check, it gets direct deposited, and a portion of that goes directly into my savings. I can't forget. I cannot forget. and which is good because I'm a pretty forgetful person, and I find that I would exactly just find an excuse as to, well, I won't do it this time, but next time I definitely will.
Yeah.
And then I won't. It's a slippery slope at that point. So I have to do it now, and as long as I don't touch that money, I don't break that seal of just siphoning off that money from my savings account.
Right. It's a psychological barrier. That's the only thing stopping you from reaching over that line and grabbing that money. And discipline is one of the first things we need to learn if we're going to ever be able to be financially independent. So what do we do after we have this money in our savings or our tax-deferred account? What do we do with it? It just sits there?
Yeah, we collect the interest off of whatever the bank account's given us.
0.25%. Good idea.
It's really good, isn't it? Like, it's more money. My money's working for me.
I believe that means that you would make $2.50 on every $1,000 in your account.
So I'll just I'll put like half my check in every day or every week, and by the time I'm ready to retire, I'll have a lot of money, making a lot of money for me.
No.
Is there a better way?
There's a better way, and it's called Brovesting or investing.
With a bunch of bros.
With a bunch of bros. It's, our brotastic way of dealing with investing, and we're looking for a 15% rate of return instead of that 0.25. So what's the difference on that? A 15% rate of return on $1,000 is $150. So over the course of 1 year, if you brovested, you should return at roughly non-financial advisor $150 versus $2.5 on that same $1,000.
And it's not as hard as it seems. We've been troubleshooting some test piloting, a portfolio.
Right. And the Brovesting portfolio is performing actually marginally better than that 15%. So, until next time, if you want to find out more about investing, follow up with our next video.
And remember, always be ready for opportunity.
Boom!